Okay, so for this video, I'll be showing you how to use Jdbc or install Jdbc and retrieve the records from a database table. So the first thing you have to do is to determine also the version of your database. So select version. So this is my MySQL. So the version is 5.6.20 or more or less it's version 5. And the name of my database is the database I'm going to use is student.db. So use student.db. Show tables, and I'm going to use a table students. So I can select asterisk from students. So these are the records from my student table. So the next step is using Google. We can locate the Jdbc, download the Jdbc connector. So just type Jdbc download. So I am given two links here. Let's say I want to use this one because I've used this previously. So I just click here. And no, don't click here. Just click on the archives, or maybe, so click on the archives, and you can choose a version. So since I'm using a 5 point something version of MySQL, I can also use 5 point something here. So let's say, for example, because I have already downloaded one, so let's say I click on this and choose the operating system. Let's say platform independent. But if you're using version 8, you also have to choose version 8 here. And then I'm going to click on this to download my Jdbc connector. Now once I click on this, so let's just fast track downloads. It will download a zip file. Let's remove this one first. So it will download a zip file. This one is a zip file. And then we can just right click and extract the zip file. So extract here, and that will create a folder. So where's the folder? So that will create a folder. Where is that folder? MySQL connector. So this is the folder. And what I'm going to do is to copy the whole folder. So maybe cut and transfer it to a better location. So let's say I'm going to open Jdbc, program files, and then NetBeans. NetBeans, Java, and then paste it here. So actually I have already done that. So just paste your folder here inside Java. Then that's it. We have now installed Jdbc. Now how do we use that in our program? So I'll just show you how to use it in a program. Let me remove this one first. Delete. So you create a new project, new application. So let's say DB test. And then finish. So I already have here a finished program, but I'll just show you how to include Jdbc in your application. So we have here now my DB test. And you notice here I have here my libraries. If I expand this one, it only contains JDK. So what I'm going to do is to right click here add jar or folder. So right click, add jar folder. And then I'm going to locate, so let's say, where my folder is located. So if you can recall, I placed my folder, my JDBC connected folder inside program files, inside NetBeans, inside Java, and here is the folder. So I can just click here also, and here is my jar file. So I'll just include the jar file and then just click open. So that's it. I have here now my connector. So again, to fast track, I already have here my example program. So if you want, you can just copy this, and maybe you can ignore these two lines here. So you can just copy this to import the necessary packages to retrieve a MySQL database using the Jdbc. So we have the connection, driver manager, result set, exception, and statement. And then here, so after that, in my main method here, I have here three variables here. URL is actually contains the following. So first here, so this will be the format, and you just replace this one with the name of your server. If you're using your computer as your server, a database server, maybe you can use localhost. Or if it is in a different server, you can use the name of the server or the IP address of the server. And 3306 here is the port number. Student DB is the name of the database. If you still remember, that's the name of the database. Use student DB. So you can replace this one with the name of the database. So I'm not using secured socket layer, so it's false. String user equals root. So that's the username. Of course, we don't use root. But just for simplicity, I just root, and then my database has no password. And then I have now query that I would like to execute. Select asterisk from student, which is actually the same query that I use here. So this is now the record set. And after that, so I have here now my try statement. Try, catch, exception. So what will this do? So if, let's say, I have a runtime error in my connection, then the program will be catched by the program, and it will display the error message. If not, then what the program will do is first to create a connection object. So using the driver manager get connection method. So using this class and the get connection method, you just pass the URL, username, and password. Then that will create a connection object. Then the next one is to create a statement. Statements are the commands that we can execute in our database. So we have the create statement, but of course that's a method for the con object, the connection statement that we created st statement here. And then so we have now the statement, we can execute the statement. So as the execute query, so this is the query, so that will execute, and then the query will create a result set. A result set is, of course, similar to this one, but it resides in the memory of the computer. It's like it is composed of rows and columns containing the data. Then we have this loop. So this loop will be repeating this command and this command also, rs.next, until the time that there are no more records in our result set. So this will traverse the records through the records of the result set. And what this will do is, so let's take a look at this. I have here rs that get int1 using this format 4D. Why get int1? ID here is actually an integer. That's why I use get int. And it is at column 1. That's why we have here rs get int1. rs get string2. Why string? Because this is actually string, although it's student number, it's actually string. And it is at column 2. 3, 4, 5 are all strings or text. So if you're going to look at the program, I have here get string 3, get string 4, get string 5, and using these formats. So that will execute until the time that I don't have any more anything or any rows from my record set. That's it. That's a simple way of retrieving records from my database. So if I run the program, that's it. I have now the first column, second column, 3, 4, and 5 until so that's the same as typing select asterisk from students. So thank you very much. That's a simple way of retrieving records from the database and installing and using the Jdbc. So you can again view the source code. So this is my import. Is connection. Just is your screen, and then here's my connection, the statement, and the execution of the query. And here's how I traverse. That's now the main parts of my program. Thank you very much for viewing this video.